So what about seeing attractive women? Is there something that should be seen as desirable about watching pornography because of all the access to this kind of content? Here's at least 2 points in response to that. One, it's understandable that there is more to being attractive than being visually appealing. I mean, just use an analogy, like if someone literally had poop and colored it to be like very visually appealing, how does it therefore follow that you should go consume that poop? And like it's understandable, like if someone could be very visually appealing, but you still don't want to be with that kind of person. And in this case, just because, however visually appealing these videos are, it doesn't follow. It's not logical. It doesn't make any sense to go consume that kind of content and do something wrong and to harm yourself in that way. Secondly, distinguish the notion of any of these women being attractive from the experience of watching pornography itself to be attractive. And this is important because that's actually what's going on here. You're not going to be with that woman. You're not doing anything with that woman. You're sitting behind a screen doing something very wrong and that's harmful. So, like, someone may, and then there's multiple flaws of the statement, one of them already being pointed out, but one may say, I'm a man, of course I'm attracted to these kind of videos. But that's like saying, I'm a man, of course I'm attracted to the experience of sitting behind a screen, harming myself mentally and physically and spiritually, pushing myself back from better things while hiding in a corner, lusting after a woman I'll never be with. Or I'm a man, of course I'm attracted to the experience of sitting behind a screen, pushing myself away from my goals while watching another man have sex through a screen. Like, you see why that's different? Like, and conceptually, that's a more, it's more self-evidently like ridiculous in the statement, but that's actually reflecting what the actual experience is. You see what I mean by that? So distinguish any notion of, again, the woman being physically attractive from consuming pornography itself to be attractive, because that's far worse than unattractive. I hope you see what I mean by that point. And there's much more that could be said on this topic, but I hope those are two understandable points on it. And yeah, this reason completely fails to argue that there's anything desirable about consuming pornography.